Hey folks, this is Milan, the LSAT tutor again. Thanks for checking out this video. And today we're going to be going over meditation and the LSAT, how it helps, how to do it. So developing focus for optimal performance. All right, so once again, as a brief guide, we'll be talking about the benefits of meditation, so how and why to meditate, and how to use it for the LSAT. So, along with specific useful meditations for your study sessions. And as always, before we jump into it, remember you can read a article or blog post of this video on my site as well as get access to 20 hours, over 20 hours of completely free LSAT prep. So just check out my site when you get a chance. All right, so jumping into it, let's take a look at meditation. So meditation and its benefits. First of all, what are the benefits of meditation? And then how do we go around and do it? So basically, the basic answer to this is that meditation is all about focus. It helps you develop focus. And improving your focus can help you overcome pretty much, all of the challenges, many of the challenges you'll face on the test, whether it deals with understanding the material or actually executing on the test. All right, so how do we go about doing it? Well, to practice meditation, you want to choose a calm and peaceful area and then sit with your back straight. So you don't actually have to adopt the traditional meditation pose, the full lotus or the half lotus. You sit back, you sit in a chair. Just make sure that you're not seated in a way that you're going to doze off, because you can close your eyes and it's going to make you tired, or it's going to send a signal to your brain that you should sleep. So make sure to sit with your back straight. And you want to shut your eyes and you want to pay attention to the feeling of your breath at the tip of your nose try not to imagine or visualize it. You're just attending to the sensations. Try to identify the sensations. So you want to sit, and that's what you want to do. You want to shut your eyes, pay attention to your the feeling of your breath at the tip of your nose. Once again, without imagining or visualizing it. And what's going to happen is your mind is going to wander. So it's normal for your mind to wander. It's going to happen all the time. When that happens, just want to acknowledge any bodily sensations that precede that, so any emotions and how they feel in your body, and then simply guide your focus back to your breath. Now, you want to try and engage in this practice for around 15 minutes per session, or longer if you can. You want to do it in a location that's free from distractions. Now, realistically, initially it's going to be difficult to do it really for more than 5 minutes. You're just going to get tired, you're going to get restless, etc. But you want to try and build up to at least 15 minutes. And the reason for that is because it's dosage dependent. The more you put in, the more you'll get out of it. Now, the goal is to keep your attention on the sensations of your breath. And then when, like I said, your mind will inevitably wander, often without you realizing it. So don't get frustrated. Just acknowledge that your mind has wandered, and then try to identify the emotion that distracted you and the physical sensations that it produced, that emotion. So how did that feel in your in your body? And then bring your attention back to your breath. By consistently redirecting your mind back to your breath during meditation, you're effectively training your mind to become more aware of the very act of losing attention. So when you notice that your attention is drifted and then intentionally bring it back to your breath, your mind begins to see this act of recognition. Oh, I got to go back to the object of focus as important. And then anything that your mind thinks is important, it's going to pay attention to. So over time, it's going to make it easier for you to just more quickly recognize when your mind has wandered and then to refocus. And that's how you build focus. You train yourself to recognize when you're losing focus. In another video, the way I phrased it is your mind is sort of developing a turn signal. It's going to still wander, but it's going to let you know, hey, I'm losing focus. So in addition to that, if you take a moment to actually notice the physical sensations of the emotion that distracted you, then your mind is going to start to pay more attention to those sensations. And over time, you're actually able to catch those emotional distractions earlier because you're training yourself to be sensitive to them. And so this is going to help you stay focused, because when you focus on the physical sensations that come with those distractions, you're actually training your mind to short circuit the stories or the narratives or the thoughts that your brain creates about your emotions, about your sensations. That's essentially what emotions are in a sort of more broader sense. The emotions are the meaning or the narrative that your mind gives to the feelings in your body. And these narratives and these stories and the physical sensations in your body, they directly influence each other. So the story that you have going on in your head, the narrative, the loop that you have in your head, um, that's going on in your head it makes you feel a certain way. It gives you certain sensations, but then those physical sensations reinforce that narrative and they create a loop. And most of the time, we actually pay more attention to the stories we tell ourselves, to the narratives in our head, than we do to how they make us feel, to the actual physical sensations that they create. And trying to break out of an emotional state, when you're in sort of when you're really angry or when you're frustrated or when you're really happy, etc. Trying to break out of that state is going to be difficult if you're only focusing on what's going on in your head and you're trying to think of something different. Because you're going to keep getting drawn back into those thoughts in your head. And that's because the sensations in your body continue to drive those stories. You can't just simply think about something else if in your body you're feeling a certain way and your mind automatically redirects it back to what it thinks you should think about or what meaning you should give to that sensation, regardless of what meaning you're trying to give alternative meaning or trying to not think about it, think about something else. It's in your body, the sensation or the emotion is still there. However, if you focus actually on the physical sensations of your emotions and not on the thoughts, you just focus on what this feels like, you're going to find that those stories that your mind tells you about those sensations, they start to fade away. And that's just simply the way that our mind works. What we're doing is we're now thinking about the feeling in our body. And because we are no longer thinking about the stories that that feeling produces or the narratives, those drop away. And so paying attention to those sensations, directing your attention to those sensations interrupts that cycle. And so now you're able to regain focus. You're no longer stuck in that loop. Okay, so how's that going to help us? Meditation for LSAT prep. So, what specific meditations can help with studying for the test and also for taking the test? Well, meditation, when I think about it, it's not just helpful for actually improving just your general ability to focus and concentrate. That is a big part of it in terms of helping for the LSAT. Practicing these various meditation techniques actually, or certain practicing other types of various meditation techniques before a study session, before a test, or during a study session, during a test, can also be helpful. It primes your mind for concentration, it reduces anxiety, and it also motivates you through engaging in more positive visualization. So, for example, what you want to do. Think about that, concentrating on your breath or any other object for meditation, because it puts you in the frame of focus, because you're focusing on anything, it just helps prepare your mind for studying. You can think of it like a mental warm up that gets you into a productive state by getting you comfortable just with a very act of paying attention to something. So prior to a session, you might benefit from spending a couple of minutes just focusing on your breath, just to get into the right headspace of, okay, I need to maintain focus now. Likewise, if you're struggling with negative thoughts about studying, anxiety, learning to actually manage those thoughts can be very helpful. So this can make it easier to start studying, stay focused, because you're going to be less distracted by those negative emotions. So if you're anxious prior to a study session, you can take slow, deep breaths and conduct a body scan to release tension. So what that means is start at the top of your head and then work down your body, identifying the points of tension and identifying how anxiety manifests your body, and then just trying to relax those areas. So common examples would be your brow. I don't know how to pronounce this. Your eyebrows. Your forehead tends to be tight. Your jaw will be tight. Your throat, you'll be breathing shallowly. So breathing more shallowly, I guess. Um, So you identify that, and then you just try to relax your jaw. Try to take deep, slow breaths. Try to pay attention to your chest and how your heart might be beating a little bit faster. So just try to, just relax the muscles in those areas that are a bit tighter. Likewise, if you find yourself frustrated or in negative space during a study session, you can take a moment just in between exercise sets or in between sections or something to recenter yourself. And once again, taking a couple of minutes to shift your focus to how it feels in your body and in employing some of these relaxation techniques so that you can once again break out of the negative cycles and get into a more focused state. And another effective technique is visualization meditation. So when you visualize a productive and successful study session, it not only motivates you by making your goals more concrete and attainable, but it also provides a mental roadmap for what needs to be accomplished. Prior to a study session, just take a second to sit quietly with your eyes closed and then imagine yourself going through the material for the day. Think about what you'll be doing and imagine yourself being successful. So whether it's having clarity on the concepts that you're learning or getting the exercises correct and understanding them, whatever it might be, just imagine yourself being successful. And at the end of the study session, you should sit and think about the successes you had. So don't review the material. That's more standard study techniques. I don't mean that. I mean just think about the different accomplishments that you had during the study session, whether it was learning new concepts, getting certain questions right, finishing something on time, even if you feel it wasn't that successful, just the very fact that you had a session is in and of itself a success. You didn't feel good, you didn't want to do it today, you just did it. You went through it. That is absolutely 100% a success. So think about something like that. The point is to use the opportunity to associate positive feelings with your studying. And in that way, you're building motivation. If you take the time to just feel good about what you did during the study, you're going to be less likely to come up with an excuse not to study that day. That is very much the point of these sort of visualization manifestation. In the other video I mentioned, it's manifestation isn't magic. This is what's going on. It's what you're doing is you are um, giving yourself the tools to deal with emotional obstacles and to motivate yourself to keep doing it. Like anything else that requires sustained effort, it's hard. Anything else that you need to do for a while and it's difficult, it's going to be difficult. I mean, obviously, it's going to be painful. These techniques simply help you maintain productive studying and productive and sustained effort. And trust me, this stuff works. If you start doing this stuff, you'll see in terms of the the types of sessions you have and the amounts of sessions you have, how it's going to make that a lot easier. And likewise, if you sit and think about what it is that you are going to do or what it is that you've done, you give yourself a blueprint for what needs to be done. You're just clear on the steps that you need to take towards success. Now, with respect to test day, actually meditation can also be helpful, primarily for managing test anxiety. So on the day of the test, you want to think of these relaxation meditations that I talked about, just finding points of tension and just relaxing the muscles. And this can be very, like I said, very very helpful for calming prior to the test, during the test, so that you're not distracted by that stuff and so that you're more focused and you can work through, execute the way that you train yourself. And also visualizing success can also give you the positive energy. Once again, it's all about motivation, positive energy to maintain focus and to deal with whatever obstacles you may encounter on the test. All right, so improving your focus can help you overcome many of the challenges you'll face in the LSAT, whether they're related to understanding the material or executing the test. You want to meditate 15 minutes a day. Ideally, if you can do it more, do it more. by focusing on your breath and paying attention to the sensations of your emotions, and practicing various meditation techniques before a study session or the test primes you for concentration, reduces anxiety, and motivates you through positive visualization. All right, so thanks for checking out the video. I hope this was helpful. And please, make sure to check out my website for more videos and articles and my over 20 hours of LSAT prep. Okay, until next time.